for him. On the other side, the Adidas starting lineup for Atlanta, also loaded with lots of talent. Mackenzie Adams will be on the outside, and we have heard from Julia San Giacomo on the outside, and then Montano. If you have not seen Yvonne Montano play recently, she has been on fire. What's on your scouting report, Key?
Well, I'm looking at a few different things. For Atlanta, I need them to stretch the net. They
as much, so you need to be smooth. Temi Thomas-Ailara will start things off. Ailara played for both Wisconsin and Northwestern during her collegiate career, sends that one long.
I like that she went for it, though. Temi Thomas-Ailara actually has the second most aces in the league with 15, so it's no surprise that she's going aggressive from the end line right from the beginning.
Tia Jimerson is serving for Atlanta to start things off, a 6'3" middle blocker. Passing troubles on that side. Everybody knows it's going to Mitrovic. A triple block goes that way. Overcompensates high and long.
And Grimes stepping in for the set there, and that's something that Furbringer talked to us about today, is that out-of-system ball, specifically Grimes trying to step in and take that second ball. It's something they've been working on improving.
Jimerson's second serve goes right back a second time. Better pass. Mitrovic gets a good swing on it for a kill.
Mitrovic, we mentioned her in the Open for good reason. You can see it in her eyes already. She's one of those players that really wants to prove that this is her spot and that she can take over that role, and I feel like she's going to get stronger as the match progresses.
Callie Schwarzenbach's serve straight to the middle. That's the first swing, but not the last, certainly, from Montano. They go to her a lot. One blocker not enough, but Pinoy steps in. Another swing, big block, and what a cover by Schwarzenbach. How about a little middle defense, Key? I know your eyes got big.
I know, I love a middles D. A middles D counts for 2 in my mind, in my heart. It doesn't actually on the stat sheet, but that's good work by Montano with the outside harm, keeping it inside the court. That's a difficult skill.
Service is sent long. Understatement / understatement. Looking for it. Montano has been electric to watch. Double-figure kills in the last 4 matches. Here's Lauren Carlini, the maestro of the offense. Magda Yahlorasheva on the slide behind. And now you're seeing Mitrovic come in harder and harder with another big swing.
Yeah, that ball looking like it was a little bit inside, so they're using her on different areas of the net. I really like to see that more and more. You can't just rely on one zone.
Rachel Fairbanks goes to the back court. Carlini back again, to your point, further outside that time, not the inside set.
And you have to do that, especially when you're looking across the net. Someone like Yahlorasheva, who is one of the better blockers in the league. I think she's sitting at 5th right now. You can't let it be too easy for her. You have to move her around, stretch her out.
Lauren Carlini, Olympic medalist. Blocks, sending it back.
Shoulders as well.
Carlini, last year's League One volleyball setter of the year. San Giacomo takes a big swing. Grimes has control. What did you just say about Yahlorasheva in terms of her blocking skill?
And that's the problem. If you're going straight up the gut of the court, straight up the middle, she doesn't have to move. It becomes so easy for her to just utilize her strengths, which are height and strong shoulders.
6'5", San Giacomo serves, wants Mitrovic to handle the first ball. Gong Shengyu takes her first swing. Alec trying to get after it. It goes long. Tell me about the set and the connection there.
Well, it's one of those things between setter and middle that is so finite. It's so delicate. And if you miss just by a couple inches high or a couple inches long, that over-rotation can cost you.
Gong Shengyu again, cross-court. What makes her so special, Key?
Well, she's one of those players that's been carrying her national team for years. Knows how to play at the high level, has been somebody who they rely on heavily. The problem for Madison is she's been in and out of the matches, so that consistency piece is missing. She's one of those really good players who can play a bit of defense and pass as well. As an opposite, you never really see that, so she's adding something different.
off her hands there. Gong Shengyu, a 3-time Olympian and an Olympic gold medalist. We're talking about her right there, number 6 in blue. Outside, Temi Thomas Ailara takes a little tenderness to that ball down the line.
I like the changeup. I think we're going to have to see more roll shots like that. If you're trying to go hard driven ball and you get blocked a couple of times, look for some other open things. And in particular, swinging towards Montano might be a solution.
Rebecca Alec finished playing with Nebraska just a few months ago. Mackenzie Adams, big swing. She was the outside hitter of the year last year for League One Volleyball.
Yeah, she's got a confident swing, and I like when she goes high and flat in particular. She's not one of the tallest athletes out there. I mean, 6'4" would suggest otherwise, but she plays like a player that has just those cut shots and rolls as well.
Temi Thomas. And violation against Atlanta sends Gong Shengyu to the back line to serve. Madison leading 9-7, set number 1. Catches San Giacomo high. That was a brave swing from Mackenzie Adams.
And again, it's the over-rotation sometimes that'll really do you in. She saw that the line was open, but the ball's coming from behind her, so she doesn't have the space to rotate with it. She has to just cut it over her shoulder.
Fairbanks gets underneath it. Quick look by Carlini. That is Carlini's corner. She loves that shot.
Perfect time to do it as well, especially a couple of bodies on the floor. Fairbanks had just run off the court. There was a bit of confusion. That's the moment to capitalize on something like that.
Madison 1 point away from the first break in the first set. Back again. Montano winds up and lets it fly.
The danger for me for Atlanta is assuming that everything's going to go their way and that Madison's just going to roll over because of the results of the last matches. I mean, Atlanta won 3-0 last time they were out. Madison just lost 3-0 to Houston, but that does not dictate anything that's going to happen here. They have to know that every single point has to be played to the fullest.
Madison still 1 point away from the first break of this set. Mac Adams, pressure on Mitrovic, pass. Temi Thomas Ailara, what a cover from Andrea. Mackenzie Adams, all of a sudden we have turned into tips and soft shots. Who's going to take a big swing, self-covered? There it is again, sent back. We got the finger wag from Tia Jimerson. Colorful player.
One of the most fun players to watch, especially after a big block, because she just adds a bit of confidence to her team with that finger wag. She's letting everybody know, no, not in my house, not today.
A little bit of a run by Atlanta to close this gap. And it's all come off the block. San Giacomo and Jimerson shut it down on the other side.
San Giacomo's been one of those players that's really stood out for me in the last few matches. I mean, I think she had 31 points in the last 2 matches. She's someone who we haven't really seen play a lot this whole season. But again, one of those pieces that Paula Coco is looking to use.
That will be our break, but after a really good run by Madison, they lead 12 to Austin. So that changes game planning, certainly. Immediately, Atlanta establishes the middle.
Yeah, there's, again, to your point, if you're blocking against Atlanta, this is a very different looking Atlanta than it was just a few weeks ago. You have to pay attention to not only those 2 pins, but through the middle as well.
We've gone all the way around. Jimerson now serving. Goes right at Gong Shengyu. Takes her out of the options. What a dig. A little extra ooh from Key because of the middle defense. Carlini uses Schwarzenbach behind her.
Yeah, I love that defense from Jimerson. I thought that point was going to go Atlanta's way, but I do like as well, Carlini in particular is trying to run some things behind her. We've seen her go in front, now running a little short slide behind. Keep an eye on that slide as well. That one a little bit closer to the setter. She might then push it longer, and that's where you can add different zones of the net.
She is not ghosting the middle. The passes are there, and she's using them. Meanwhile, the middle on the other side active, whether it is Yahalasheva or Jimerson.
Yeah, there's so many options to use on this side. I mean, we've seen Ofebu go off as well. I mean, these two teams have so many options in the middle. I love to see it.
Montano keeping the pressure on Mitrovic. Fairbanks all the way outside to San Giacomo. San Giacomo comes back and attack. No approach, just jump and swing.
Yeah, big confidence swing there as well. She's a player who's been waiting for her opportunity. She told us, I've just been getting my reps. I've been trying to just make the most of when I get a chance to come in, and it feels like she's not going to lose that spot on court anytime soon if she keeps playing like this.
Heat on the serve. Grimes handles it, no problem. Pinoy underneath. Slowing it down. It's another option for middle of the court, coming up from the middle back and a bick. Carlini chooses Mitrovic again. Oh, beautiful by Grimes. Might be a wasted opportunity coming back. We'll see. Love what Temi Thomas-Ailara has been doing defensively this entire rally from the back. By 1 point midway through the season at 14-13. We'll remember what Matt Furbringer told us about the consistency that needs to happen. His team has allowed a couple of Atlanta runs. They are keeping the ball on Mitrovic and setting the connection with the Bick. Not looking completely smooth. I'll get your opinion on that, Key, as we see it next time. It's those errors. That one just long. Point Atlanta.
Yeah, 4 attack errors so far for Madison. They're starting to creep in, and that could be the difference.
There's an error and a breath for Madison. Coming back the other way. What does Madison need to do right now to kind of get a little momentum going their way again?
Well, first they've got to have that first pass in where we saw them starting to try and use the middle a little bit. Here, I'd love to see some aggressive serving, some risk-taking. That's what Furbringer said he needs to see from his team.
San Giacomo, big swing and no result. Carlini will go to the back line yet again.
Interesting, because San Giacomo told us earlier the week she's been working on that high flat swing, so she's aiming for the fingertips. They know it.
Right in Fairbanks' hands. And San Giacomo, different swing. I mean, that's one of the things when you see somebody hit and miss super long, you think, wow, they really missed it. No, they didn't. They were going for micro fingertips. And it looks like a big error to the untrained eye.
Yeah, I mean, it can be the difference of a centimeter between touching the block and not.
Block waiting for it. That's such a difficult one, Key, coming over the Reddy's talent. What does she bring when she comes in?
She's going to bring so much energy. She loves this position. She obviously she'd rather be playing all the time, but she said to us, hey, look, whatever my team needs, I'm going to come in and bring as much energy as I can.
Talking about energy. Yahalasheva is shutting down the net consistently. Madison is going to use their second challenge. Will be the final one if they don't have success.
Yeah, Lasheva has 3 of the team's 6 blocks so far on Atlanta's side. We mentioned how you have to make her move, but even if you're making her move, you can't swing into the bottom of her arm. She does such a good job at reaching that inside arm over and taking away angles.
The question here is, was there a net violation? They touched the net. That's what Matt Furbringer wants to know with this challenge as Atlanta sits with a 3-point lead.
I didn't think I saw anything like that. I'm surprised to see this challenge be thrown. I mean, it gives Furbringer a chance to go over and chat to some of his players. You can see him giving a little bit of information there to Gong. But if it doesn't go their way, that's it. Challenge is done.
In this back half of the season, we saw Madison last year get on a roll in the back half of the season and able to work their way in. The pressure, though, this year, a little bit different, a little more intense because the parity is even more even. And so the mistakes it takes, by the other team, you can't rely on those to get in the match.
that in combination with the fact that only 4 teams are going to the playoffs.
Yes.
There really is a cutoff line. You have to sprint. My bad. I take it all back.
I wear glasses.
I apologize. Good call, Furbinger.
But it's a really nice swing, isn't it? 15-18 now. It's 16-17.
Yeah, he also told me he's wearing his lucky shoes today, so that could be why.
That's important. And he got the brace off his foot. He had broken his foot, I believe it was. Gong Sheng Yu, you talked about high hands and flat. That's what she did there to lock us back up at 17 apiece.
So that challenge could turn out to be one of the most important ones of the entire set. Tying us back up. That's where you want to be. A couple of points in a row. Furbinger saying, can we be good 2-3 times in a row? That's an example of it.
Mitrovic's serve is long, letting the air right out of the play. Certain times you don't want to miss a serve, and that's one of them. Here's Bia Negretti that we had talked about her coming in and the energy for her. What do you want to see Atlanta do right here?
Well, I'd love them to capitalize on having 2 liberos in the backcourt, and there's one way to do it. She's so close to getting that up, but there's certain rotations where you have to use the pieces that are on the court. So, for example, having 2 liberos, this has to be an excellent first contact. And use your middle right here, for example.
There is a no re-entry rule for this. So Bia Negretti, you have to use her now because once she leaves, she cannot re-enter in this set. They go right at her again. Problem, and Fairbanks very slow to get up. Slowed by the block. Looking at Rachel Fairbanks, who's kind of shaking out her right leg.
Madison using a couple of their subs too. I believe that's Claire Chaussee over there on the serve, and she's a tactical serving sub. She's got an excellent float that goes flat and deep.
All right, if you got your phone in your hand, you got your phone in your purse, if you got your phone in your pocket, in your sock, wherever you keep it, take it out. Scan that QR code. Be sure to send in your photos, take a selfie, take a group picture, make sure you cute, get that popcorn out your feet before you get it sick, okay?
Taking a look at Rachel Fairbanks, and she's a little slow getting up. Looks fine. And it is an Atlanta timeout right now. LMA Powell, the backup setter, available if there was a problem with Fairbanks. She's moving just fine.
Wearing that heated back brace as well, just to be sure. Always good to stay warm on the bench, and that's helpful. Especially as a setter, when you're running that slide behind, you got to be super flexible in the back. Bendy.
Keeping the serve on Negretti outside. Mac Adams, big swing. Carlini picks it up and slows it down. Chaussee with a set. No good. Ball down. What does Claire Chaussee bring when she comes to the floor? You talked about her as a tactical server. What else?
Well, I like her being in the backcourt as well. They could absolutely use her offensively in the backcourt. We haven't seen it yet, but it's definitely a possibility. I like her fast arm. I like how she's coming in with energy, always with a positive attitude.
Speaking of energy, Montano, maybe the first time we've seen her unload today.
She's been doing it a lot recently, but taking a little while to heat up. She's somebody that Atlanta have looked to score some big points. We talked about front court, but full court as well. And Schwarzenbach's leaning one way, she sees it and goes the other.
Arm speed. Fairbanks serving and setting to the back court now. Carlini chooses Temi Thomas Ailara. And a Madison mistake. Was there a touch? Carlini certainly thinks so.
Interesting. Doesn't look like there's a challenge, or will there be a challenge coming? Go saying, I'm going to challenge if you didn't call it our way.
And it is Madison point.
It's interesting that the serve went on Gong. She's one of the best passers in the league, 6th best passer, just behind mostly liberos.
Here's Madison's chance to get a little bit of momentum. Again, they serve. Negretti is clearly the plan. Ball is attacked. It's long at first sight, but Atlanta's saying, hold up, there is a big time touch. Paolo Coco inquiring about it now. He has not used a challenge.
Yeah, interesting. I do like that Atlanta continue to force the middle, especially to Jimerson.
And with that,
yep.
they are. You got to throw it, the flag, Paolo. It's new this week. Is that Mackenzie Adams telling him to throw the flag?
Is he on the court right now? He's just chatting with.
He's very close.
Oh, he's in the pink part. That's out of bounds.
So Paolo is challenging a touch.
They all looked pretty convinced. Everyone in a pink jersey was making the motion for a touch. But I really like that they're going back to Jimerson there. In the first 4 matches of the season, she had more than 10 points. A little quieter, but in the last 2 matches again, 14 points in the last match. She's someone that Atlanta have to keep using.
Ring finger, excuse me, pointer finger, index finger of Callie Schwarzenbach's right hand.
For sure. You can see that whenever you play it backwards, if you see kind of an awkward, unnatural movement, that's what I always look for.
Looking for that touch, which will change things. That's the block review. The original call was no touch.
And that's huge. It goes from a 3-point spread to just a 1 point. That's absolutely something you can come back from.
As long as the official agrees with us.
True. Good point. We're just making up the rules over here. We have no say.
It's interesting. And they are saying unsuccessful, and Atlanta is respectfully disagreeing.
Respectfully?
Here's the thing. It has to be conclusive. Now, to you and I, it looked conclusive, but it's tough to see. This is their job in their eyes. Paolo Coco asking everybody to calm it down. It's all about the response, and that's this moment right now, starting with a good pass.
Oh, that's the difference between 1 point and 3 points. That's huge.
Gong Shang Yu. What an ace serve, landing on the end line.
A statement serve by Gong. That's not even the hardest serve she has. Just looking for the end.
They have served Bina Negretti every ball since she's come in. They go again towards her. Max steps in to take it. Now it's Atlanta's time to go to work. What's priority number 1 for them?
Well, now that they're on the serve, tactical serving, right? Trying to force some difficult situations. I'd be going on who's receiving right now. Mitrovic, make her pass that first ball. She's been the most offensive.
Mackenzie Adams' serve has heat. They go to Grimes. Tammy Thomas-Ilara off the block, and Madison sits at set point.
And there's the value of having a right side attacker that also passes. Then TTA did not even have to worry about passing. She just had to attack.
TTA, all right. For the set for Madison. Tia Jimerson, thumb down, and a little extra lingering look.
You can understand why, right? She's still a little heated about that last swing. Get her mind forward now.
Set point number 2 for Madison. Pass from Gong Shang Yu is perfect. Jimerson steps in. Shaky set. Gong Shang Yu from the backcourt tries to roll shot. Tia Jimerson underneath and a scoop. This is still set point for Madison. That ball never over, but they're playing on. And it's a moot point because Yahalasheva finishes through the middle.
A confident set by Fairbanks, and that came down to that big dig right here by Jimerson. She wasn't sure, hesitated just ever so slightly, and luckily still went for it because that would have been a horrible way to end the set.
Madison,
anyway.
Set point number 3. Jimerson is going to have to serve them out if Atlanta is to take this set. They're serving Gong Shang Yu, to your point. Off the block and good. Madison survives set number 1. 25-22, set 1 win for Madison. Added as Atlanta is challenging. Was there a net touch in that final play? Remember, that was set point number 3 for Madison.
The swing by Mitrovic was the final point, so I can't imagine where the net touch would have come from. The attack or the set? Or are they challenging that it maybe came off of her off the block and went out? I'm trying to think. Are we just slowing down play? You know. And also the middles.
Yeah,
Way too
don't
quiet
ghost
for
the
me.
middles.
Don't ghost the middles, Madison.
That was one of Key's scouting report comments, and Rebecca Alec had one set through the middle. Callie Schwarzenbach had 4 swings through the middle, so not a lot of action for Madison's middles yet. Serving Temis Thomas-Arlara, she is off the net, and again, it's that same ball put to the middle, but Rachel Fairbanks has to handle the first ball. Antenna got swiped on that swing, so it is Madison point.
Yeah, a little bit of luck there for Madison because that ball didn't look like it was going their way. Way out of system, off the net. They've kind of been struggling with, maybe that's why we're not seeing a lot of middle, right? Is they're not getting that pass up to the net as often as they would like.
Callie Schwarzenbach comes back up front as Rebecca Alec serving. Alec sends it long. For Mackenzie Adams, she has the ability to really take over a match with her serving. We haven't seen it as of late. When she does, what's so special about her serve?
I think she has a really fast snap on it, right? She's kind of got this hybrid toss that looks like it might be going float, and then she gets her hand topspin on top of it, but she kind of pick up the pace as she goes. So you saw an example there where she got the spin going, but the more confident she gets, the more she'll go on it and the harder it is to pass.
The other thing I noticed in that particular play is they had the opportunity for the middle. They chose not to go. So we'll keep an eye on that in terms of good pass. And Gong Shengyu is always a good option. But that's going in the middle. Tia Jimerson had 3 kills in the first set.
Yeah, and this is someone, I mentioned it already, 14 points in the last match. You have to get her going, and you have to keep feeding her as well. It's not sort of go to her once, an error, and then go away from her for the rest of the match. Keep her in it.
Yahlrasheva with a set. Schwarzenbach. Run in the middle. We'll note it every time for Madison.
I like the creativity there as well from Schwarzenbach. She didn't get exactly the set she wanted, went with a little bit of a push throw, which is something that's a little controversial in the world of international volleyball these days, but I like it.
What's controversial about it?
Well, it's one of those rules that the VNL wants to change, and it's controversial because you have to do it when you're in awkward situations, and a lot of the world of volleyball would like you to just hit if you have to get out of it.
VNL being Volleyball Nations League, where the national teams from countries all around the world play each other in a summer tournament. It is the best of the best, and so many of those players, those international players, are a part of League One volleyball. You're seeing a lot of them on the floor right now, including Montano, who serves Carlini. She'll call her own number.
Carlini will not shy away from an overpass or going over on one. We saw her go over with 2 hands into the corner. Now she's going a little bit shorter, but she keeps doing that to make sure the blockers pay attention to her and don't just camp on her hitters.
Yeah, she's got 6 digs already, Carlini does. Off the block and good. In the first set, Atlanta kind of fell behind in the first part of the first set, had to make it up. This time, trading blow for blow. They've got San Giacomo serving. In the front court, Carlini, as we've talked about. Getting Rebecca Alec going on the slide. That's the middle production they need.
Yeah, and it was a great first ball in. They targeted Mitrovic, and she handled that beautifully. And then, then Carlini can allow to spread the offense to the other side.
Montano.
Only 4 points so far for Montano. That's her 5th. I feel like she's been quieter than we're used to seeing her in these recent matches.
Yeah, not getting a ton of action. They are determined to have Mitrovic pass every ball possible and to set up things like that. Fairbanks and Jimerson. Just watch Jimerson all the time.
She's such a character. I love it because I think we need more characters in our sport, more players that you really recognize just from looking at them.
Mitrovic got out of the way of that. Let Tammy Thomas-Ilara have it. An unforced error by Atlanta.
And if you played volleyball for a long time, you can almost feel that as soon as one setter does that on one side, it's within a couple of points the next setter always does it. So I had a feeling Fairbanks was going to go for it, but just unfortunately tried to get too aggressive on it.
It's like a yawn, right? Somebody yawns and somebody else has to yawn afterwards. I can say this as a former setter. Like, you feel like anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah. It's contagious.
It is. And now we're seeing some unforced errors, and that is the thing that Matt Ferbener stressed us. The consistency, because you just don't see as many errors at this level. And an ace serve. Madison building a lead.
Wonder if they go right back onto Adams.
They do. And an overpass. That's 2 now against Adams. Alec patrolling the net.
And I'm having a look to see how they can shift over a little bit. Maybe San Giacomo take a little more court. And at Panoy as well.
Free up Adams, and they're finding her again. This time a good pass. Looked like the timing was a little bit off for Montagna, who had a little stutter step on that bit.
Yeah, she wanted that faster, and I can understand why, because the ball was pretty much in perfect position. So Fairbanks maybe losing a bit of her confidence in her hitters, trying to slow the game down a bit.
It's Madison run, and Paolo Coco not calling a timeout just yet. There's a little quicker. Another unforced error. So here's the challenge. If you're Paolo Coco, do you call a timeout here when you know there's 1 and 1 point available to you? Or do you try to wait it out?
Yeah, he'll probably wait it out. I do like that they at least changed direction there, tried to run Montagna around the other side.
Pass is good. Options. And that direction on the dig from Carlini. Don't know where this roll shot's come from. Tammy Thomas-Ilara. Carlini, one of the great defensive setters. Mac Adams down the line. It's Carlini again. Carlini's on her way to a double-double with her digs. Popped by Gong Shang Yu. Did she reach over the net and let them make the play? Over the net, it is Atlanta's point. Fairbanks. Carlini to the middle. That will get us to the break. Rebecca Alec feeding the middle. We're seeing a lot more middle action for Madison in set number 2. What is Atlanta going to do to stop that rhythm?
The season about missing Kelsey Robinson-Cook in that big point-scoring position, and Mackenzie Adams been trying to take over that role, and we need to see her do much more aggressive swings throughout the rest of this match.
It's just the momentum, the giveaway on that serve. After you have, a great point, you let all the air out. There's certain times you don't want to miss a serve. That's one of them. Gong Shang Yu. Down the line, well passed. And these are the mental errors, would you call them? Slipping past?
Yeah, I mean, could be. It's a tough, fast ball, so Schwarzenbach had to make a decision. Do I stay here with Jimerson? Do I peel out to the pins?
Lauren Carlini, front court setter. Quick look by Carlini, goes to Tammy Thomas-Ilara. She keeps going off speed. Carlini, just don't when it comes to Lauren Carlini. Today is not the day, and she is not the one.
Yeah, she's saying, if you want a tip, it looks like this, guys. It has to be aggressive. Yeah, I love how her reaction right here. She's seen that even Yvonne Montagna is trying to take out Gong with her tip. She's saying, absolutely not today.
Oh, that's some beautiful heat and an even better pass. Misconnection for Atlanta. Madison extends their lead to 6.
That's the heat. That's the serve that Madison want more of. And for Atlanta right now, this is a team that's just come off of winning back-to-back against Salt Lake. The best team, not anymore, in the league. They're no longer number 1. Houston's overtaken, but I just wonder if they've come in maybe a little too confident against Madison.
Well, 6 wins in a row. Madison's certainly very hungry. You know, we talked about them needing to run the middle, and the other thing that Matt Ferber had said to us over the last few weeks is that we need a backcourt attack. Well, we have seen them run their backcourt quite a bit today. So 2 things that were a focus for him, we are seeing play out on the court. Mitrović's pass. The block continuing to shine, and it's Yahalvasheva. Love that too, the contributions. That's Carly DeHogue coming in next to her. Both of them playing in the same league in the NCAA, Washington and Washington State, respectively. DeHogue is ready, but they go the other way to San Giacomo. Mac Adams send it back, Schwarzenbach.
It almost felt like that set was a little slow to Adams. She was really in rhythm, trying to get on top of the ball, and especially that backcourt attack. You want to lead your hitter so that she's coming towards the net. Looked like she was swinging behind her and a little bit slow. So Schwarzenbach didn't have to do anything but just stand there and put her arms up.
Same substitution we saw last time. Claire Chaussee in to serve. And a frozen moment for Powell running the offense. LMA Powell played for Washington, same as Carly DeHogue. And she immediately goes to DeHogue with success. There's history between those two.
And that was a difficult rotation. That's the one where DeHogue has to run all the way around from the left side of the court to the right side. So she got a higher, slower ball, which means the blockers were in place, but she's clever with it, right? Looking for the fingertips like we talked about earlier on, rather than swinging directly down into a block that's well formed.
Quick look at Jillian Grimes, who played collegiately for Penn State.
National champion, nonetheless.
Absolutely, and with Anna Pagani out for this team at the end of the year, Grimes has done a masterful job stepping in. Alec looking for it. She kind of looks like she was falling backwards as she panged that line.
Yeah, and she saw the width. Have a look at this. The outside arm of Adams is giving her just a ball's width between that and the antenna, and she sneaks it past.
A lot more Adams we have, a lot more Alec we have seen in this set than in the first. Ball long. Rebecca Alec, 4 kills in this set. She had 1 and 1 set. She had 4 sets this time in the second. So they are going to those middles much more, and it's paying off with a 5-point lead. Substitution on the side of Atlanta as Tia Jimerson is going out and Onia Febu enters.
Yeah, I like this sub. Versus Nebraska a few weeks ago, she had 18 points, hit over 900. She's been waiting on the bench to get her chance to do it again.
Febu sets the ball. Adams goes to swipe, but Gong Shengyu says, look, man, I got 3 Olympics and a gold medal. I'm pulling my hands down. It's not my first day.
Yeah, not my first rodeo, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal.
It sounds like you want to fight, Key.
I'm not your pal, champ.
Oh, my gosh. 6-point lead, ties the largest of the set. Cross body for a swing by LOVB.
Yeah, we talked about all the strength of the depth of the bench, especially in the middles for Atlanta. So I like that Paula Coco's given a shot here, and even just to change the energy, change the look for the blockers on Madison's side.
Yeah, well, we got Carly DeHogue in. Now Fairbanks is back in. So LMA Powell cannot re-enter in this set. This feels like a critical juncture. Temi Thomas Ilar, a long string set, meaning going the other way. And Gong Shengyu rewards Carlini for the effort.
And now Madison kind of playing with their receivers as well. We talked about Gong being in the reception. This time, Temi Thomas-Alara steps in on the left side. That frees up Gong on the right side. There's all these like little pieces of a very moving puzzle that you can always keep your eyes on.
Speaking of moving puddles, here's Marina Hayden. Nobody said puddle. Hayden's got a lethal serve. See what I mean? Febu touches. Fairbanks outside, gets sticky. Temi Thomas-Alara tries to push it off and recycle it, meaning she wants another swing on that ball. Mac Adams. Carlini looking for options. Everybody's on the floor in front of her. Has to go back. Got a piece of it. Free ball. Negretti steps in, and Febu puts it down. Well done by Beatrice Negretti. That's the American pronunciation. I know you've got the Italian pronunciation there.
Yeah.
Negretti.
Beatrice Negretti.
Yeah.
Just gotta say it with the hands as well. Yeah, that's the value of having two liberos, right? She can step in, even not in the libero jersey, she can step in and take that off of somebody's plate at the front court. I liked that Madison were trying to get Montano out of the offense there. It didn't work that time, but that's thinking.
It's go time for Atlanta. It has to be now. 5-point lead. Schwarzenbach on top of it. Third time that Madison has had a 6-point lead in this set.
That's the value of having a 6'5" middle blocker as well. That kind of reach. She's taken the ball so high that even if someone else on the other side can come up and joust with her, she's just getting it early before they can even touch it.
Never was headed over, you could tell from the toss. Onia Febu serving. Remember that you've got Yahalasheva up front for Atlanta. She has been their most successful middle. And successfully avoided by Temi Thomas-Alara.
And again, just thinking about putting pieces together, TTA swinging towards where the middle blocker is defending. That's a tactical move in itself.
There's the middle, as we had called. It's Magda time.
I feel like that should have a jingle with it. It's Magda time.
It may if they keep it going. I mean, this is a great rotation for them because you have seen Yahalasheva and Fairbanks really connect over the last several matches. They're next to each other. Both setters are front court. Schwarzenbach. Boy, that looks smooth. And Coco throws his arms in the air.
Yeah, it must be frustrating because we're seeing things from Madison that Paulo Coco has not seen before. I mean, he might have been expecting that ball to go line. Maybe he's asking his players to take a bit more line, but just the fact that we're seeing more middle offense is not what we've seen from Madison in the last few matches.
Perfect pass. Set a little off, and Mitrovic jumps on it. It is set point Madison. In the first set, it took Madison 3 times in order to close out the set. Now with a huge lead for them, 7 points. Can they shut the door? They do so with a jamming serve. Free ball opportunity. Ball is out, unforced error, Madison.
Priority, that's what's gotten them this far.
Mitrovic serve down the line. San Giacomo, good pass immediately to Magda Yahalasheva.
Yahalasheva is the top scorer right now on Atlanta's side, which I love that for a middle, but it makes me a little bit nervous.
Sure.
What's going on with the pins? Where's the rest of the points going? So I can understand why that first ball goes to her.
Trouble. This will be even more troublesome. Here's your opportunity. They do. Carlini puts it to Yahalasheva, so she's out of the offense a little bit. Smart and subtle.
That's a moment where, again, I would have loved to see that little tip over the net go on Montano, because when they have a free ball like that, she's been cleaning it up. I want to get her out of the offense if I'm Madison.
Tough serve. That helps take her out. Gong Shang Yu with a big swing. We're talking about Montano. She's only got 4 kills today. And we have seen massive numbers from her. So what's going on there?
The connection doesn't seem to be on. She's getting a few balls that are maybe a little bit high, a little off the net. I mean, it's not only her, it's with the middles as well, but there's another ball that just doesn't seem to be the right timing for her. She does really well to finish it and push it into that coffin corner, but she's not looking quite in the timing step with her setter.
And for people to understand, she's had 35 kills in the last 2 matches combined, so that's her 5th today. And as you said, it's not necessarily all falling on her shoulders. It just doesn't feel like smooth.
Yeah. That could have something to do with the fact that middles haven't really established themselves either, so she's taking a lot of load.
Tammy Thomas-Ilara, this time a little chip shot, pace-wise, catches Panoy.
Beyond 3 blockers as well. That's clever. So she knew that spot would be open. She knows there's no off blocker in that moment when there are 3 blockers at the net. That means nobody's defending that front left court.
Well, now they are. Right. Sliding right into it is Mitrovic, and there's huge block on top. Well covered. Ooh. Oh. Ball is outside the antenna. Point Madison.
Thought they might have called that down anyway. There might have been a challenge if it hadn't gone Madison's way. But again, talking about Carlini and how she's making a difference. It's not just through her execution in the set. It's being an offensive threat.
Oh, send it back. TTA and Schwarzenbach.
This is a very different looking Madison. The confidence that they're playing with, and that's TTA basically by herself, taking the outside arm. Montano is trying to chip it off of her, but she pushes back inside the court.
Not going to be used. Meanwhile, passing problems, Madison opportunity.
I'm loving the way Madison are serving. We've seen them push the receivers deep. They've looked for seams. Now that last one going short and getting Adams to kind of lay out on it. If nothing else, you're reducing one attacking option.
Atlanta had a strong start, and now it's a 4-0 run for Madison. It's all got to start with the pass. Seems like a cliche, but it is true. Slowing it down. Magda first touch. Looks like they're trying to get Montano a little more active. Carlini, right time, right place.
Oh, that's beautiful. Gong with just the open hand pancake to keep the ball in play. And again, Carlini making something out of what could have been a very difficult situation. I mean, look at this. Scoop basically perfectly on the net. And she knows that those hands are down on the other side. Both blockers have their elbows next to their waist.
Grimes slides into play. Tammy Thomas-Ilara, triple block off the high hands. Swing. Carly DeHogue again. That ball not headed over Atlanta point. Now Harashova serving. Part of the challenge certainly for Atlanta is going to be not to let that big lead build up as they did in the first 2 sets in the first half of the set. Coming back down again. DeHogue makes it happen.
Yeah, we're seeing a few more off-speed shots in the front court from Atlanta right now, trying to figure out how to get past the block, how to make it difficult for Madison to play up the next ball.
Outside, DeHogue inserted in and making the difference. That's what you want from a player that comes off the bench. Immediate impact.
Yeah, how do you make the most of a couple of moments on court? That's exactly it. Know your scouting report, know your blocking and what to do against them.
This time going off high hand, still positive touch, slows the ball and allows for that.
And it's interesting that Madison just keeps going back to Tammy Thomas. That was 2 blocks in a row. And that the third time, still a good block touch by a very tall middle and opposite up on the other side. I mean, this is a huge front row, in fact, for Atlanta.
And a really nice service run from Yahawasheva and company. And Giacomo, it's picked up by Gongsheng Yu. Temi Thomas Ailara. Middle defense. And they are calling a double contact. Come on, Key. That was a little bit botched over the net, okay?
It was. No, it was. It's a bummer for Atlanta to lose that point because I think they were doing so well to get that defense going and keep things popped up and a middle defense, and then to lose it on something like that, kind of a wah-wah.
True, but a 4-0 service run does help them tie it back up. And it's just looking messy. There's a perfect example of it looking messy, yet DeHogue makes magic.
And I think Atlanta are going to have to figure out how to win messy, right? Things were going really smooth in the last few matches that we've seen from them, and two very aggressive, intense matches against Salt Lake. If they have to get scrappy and dig deep, they have to do it.
Unforced errors. Madison has done a nice job limiting their unforced errors in sets 1 and 2.
Yeah. Right now they're at about 8 attack errors overall on the match.
Sliding in underneath, pin up Pinoy. What a dig.
She's gone a little unnoticed this match, but that's a huge play for Atlanta. Just scooping in front of her as well. Look how much court she's taking. I mean, she's basically all the way in the center of the court to make sure that Adams doesn't have to play that ball.
Thailand a bigger country than you think. And then an ace serve in the corner. DeHogue has been a different maker and a conversation starter.
First ace of the night for Atlanta.
She goes right back at that corner again, this time also picking up Carlini's attempt. Not happening. A different and re-energized Atlanta has taken the floor in set. She likes that offense fast coming her way. It's something they've been trying to find the right tempo for her. Carlini to Temi Thomas Ailara, big scoop from Pinoy. It's DeHogue again and again. I think we have found our hot hand from Atlanta, and she was on the bench.
Yeah, Carly DeHogue, 5 points already, and we've barely even skimmed the surface of this third set.
I see what you did there, Skims, in our Skims moments of confidence. It's an 8-1 run by Atlanta. San Giacomo, Grimes slides in. Can they find their flow again? Another dig. Yeah, back behind is Schwarzenbach. DeHogue waiting behind again, and this time LMA Powell calls her own, and this Atlanta team is on a roll.
So now keep your eyes, right? It's just the timer starts right now. How long before Carlini sends one back the other way? It's always the back and forth between these setters. I mean, Carlini just kind of set the standard for that offense at the net for setters today.
And we know it's going in that deep corner for Carlini because nobody's picking it up for her.
That's true. You know what? Right on cue.
Exactly, and Jimerson knew it too. Pushing it through, opportunity for Madison as they had been doubled up by Atlanta.
I think for Madison to get back into this set, I want to see some more high flat swings. It feels as though they've kind of been playing into the block a little bit more. Atlanta in this set already has 1 block point, but 4 block touches. Could Madison swing a little higher?
A lot of work for Madison to make up. It's got to start at the service line, certainly. They tried to have Anaika Legros with that serve. Couldn't quite find the rhythm.
So she's an interesting server. She'll go all or nothing. And when it's all, whoo, it is something.
And that time, it was not.
That time was nothing. Same on the other side. Now, I don't mind too much a long swing or a long serve, and coaches will say the same thing. You have to be aggressive when you're playing at this level. No lollipop serves. And in fact, only 6 and 5. That's not a bad number.
Trouble. It'll be a free ball. Smartly put behind Carlini, so she has to turn. Well passed by Gong to set the tempo.
Rebecca Alex been so quiet in the offense as of late. Only 5 kills, but on 6, so she's hitting 80%.
Yeah.
Love to see her get some more.
I really loved that pass from Gong Shengyu. It was well put right to her, but she had the perfect tempo to allow that play to happen. Off high hands, LMA Powell underneath. Swing is big, touches nobody. Can Madison get on their horse here?
And we talked about Gong defensively in the backcourt. Now it's Carlini. Between the two of them, if you're swinging to the right back, expect that ball to come up. Carlini having some chats with Verbringer about where to serve, and they've been going after Negretti after this sub.
See if they keep it on her now. They certainly do. DeHogue. Carlini, always take a quick look at DeHogue. Mitrovic hits the floor. Alec just protecting her side of the net. Nice and controlled, too. Carlini. Do they cool off during the timeout, or can they keep going? Oh, my. Mac Adams coming in hot.
You called it earlier on. She likes that really fast set, and there's a perfect example of it. She doesn't have to handle the first ball. Look how far. She's already outside of the court by the time the ball is even contacted in the reception. So she's got so much space to take that aggressive movement.
Tia Jimerson underneath it there. DeHogue, she's been your hot hand. Haven't heard as much from Mitrovic. Don't reach back, and you've got the best defensive setter, one of the best defensive setters in the world behind you.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I heard that as a middle blocker in my career. Dude, the next time you don't throw an arm back, Carlini better pick that ball up, otherwise.
It's Carlini, she'll pick it up. Meanwhile, there has been a challenge on the backcourt attack. I can understand it if it was somebody else back there, but
Yeah.
Carlini.
And she was there early, too.
Yeah.
She had her platform out. She was underneath. It wasn't even a sprawled out pancake. It was like she was just sitting on it. So we're getting a little look at it again. I wonder if this is one of those challenges that just feels like a momentum slowdown challenge.
Well, the question is, DeHogue, did she step on the 3-meter line? No.
I don't think so. Not even close. I mean, there's at least 2 shoes worth
Yeah.
in her on the line.
Yeah. So that answers your next question. Is it something to slow things down? I believe so, Key.
Yeah, you got to have your tactics in your pocket as a coach. Verbringer knows it. Look at the cheeky smile. You do. So no, that's not what I called. Is it?
So so is it a no? It's a no then. 5-point deficit if they had crawled back. A couple of consecutive points by Atlanta. Does it break a rhythm? That's what they're looking to do. Perfect pass from Temi Thomas-Ailara to start things off. Mackenzie Adams has gotten really aggressive.
She has to. That's something you called out as her personality trait in her attack. That has to be something that she's looking at in the rest of this match. How can I just go out guns blazing? If we're not winning this set, then how am I going to give everything that I have? That's how. Fast arm and aggressive swings.
Madison taking a time out. Mackenzie Adams is such a fun player to watch, and she's a unique athlete too, coming out of Texas San record. But you know, it was really interesting that she said she was playing in Turkey. She played 4 years in Germany. She was ready to move up to maybe a tougher conference, but she said, or a tougher league. And she said, but I think I owed them one more. She felt like they invested so much in her in those early years in Germany that she stayed around one extra year. And she said before moving on to Moco Conigliano, one of the best clubs in the world in Italy, she played one more with Germany.
Loyalty. Gotta love it.
Perfect pass. Options available. Gong Chang Yu went to work. 6-point deficit now cut to 5, but there's work to be done.
Tammy Thomas-Alara is handling that first ball. You can see how it perfectly goes on the head of the setter. I mean, that's the difference for me, is when you're getting that ball perfectly, everything opens up. Same on Atlanta's side.
Not here. Tammy Thomas-Alara, court awareness, front court setter.
I would have loved to see a little finger wag, a little Tia Jimison finger wag.
That's not her style, right?
Nah. She turns to her team to celebrate. I mean, look at the shoulders.
I was going to say, are the biceps not enough?
Yeah. Subtle flex.
Slowed, but not closed.
Again, it's DeHoog. She's been that missing piece of the puzzle that's been Atlanta have been looking for.
Carly DeHoog has been a revelation in this third set. And that's the beautiful thing about this Atlanta team. Anybody, anytime.
Yeah, she's hitting over 560.
And she's still error-free on her attack. Great pickup. Remember, a must-win set for Atlanta. Madison won the first 2.
Oh, interesting change in the front court.
Yeah, we're seeing Anaika Legros out of Coastal Carolina come in. We had seen her serve or attempt to serve earlier. There'll be substitutions on both sides right now. San Giacomo back in for Atlanta. Mac Adams serve. And there's the Argentina Ung setting now for Madison, number 8 in blue, the substitution that they had on that side.
So this is the first time that Atlanta really put pressure on Madison to make some changes and do something different than what they've done. A couple of different personnel changes, but this is much more what we were expecting to see from Atlanta.
Mackenzie Adams, full swing. Block, waiting for it. A couple of Washington NCAA players, Yahavasheva and DeHoog combining.
And you called it out. This serve from Adams gets hotter and hotter as the match progresses, and she's been putting so much pressure on the receivers. Ken.
San Giacomo goes. Ung picks it up and nobody steps in. She's your setter.
Not only is she forced to take the first one, but then no one's around for the second one. Though that kind of error, we saw a couple of them on Atlanta's side. Now it feels like the tables have really turned. Those are the errors that you just can't afford to miss. That's a concentration error.
Yeah, and it's a spirit breaker too. 8 points is Atlanta's largest lead of the match, and Mac Adams feeling herself from the service line. Argentina brings that ball a little too low, certainly, for Legros. Fans being urged to stand up as Atlanta, the home team, sits at set point. There's nothing but heat on that serve. Ung goes back to Tammy Thomas-Alara. Ball out.
Well, it feels as though this set is probably not going Madison's way. But they got to lift their shoulders. They got to get that confidence boost back. Just a couple of points in a row, back to back, and then they'll start fresh slate in the next one.
Set point number 2 for Atlanta. Free ball opportunity. Ung takes a look, calls her own number. It's picked up. Swing is long. There's so much room for Atlanta to breathe, though.
Yeah, they've gotten themselves a cushion that they can afford to make a few errors in a row.
Pass is there outside San Giacomo. Ung to Temi Thomas Aylara. Sliding into the corner is Mac Adams. Trying everything out, Madison.
And they're starting to work that backcourt as well. That was something that Furbinger said that they're trying to incorporate, and they did really well in the first couple of sets using that area of the court. Trying to go back to it now.
Set point number 4 for Atlanta. And that'll do it.
They just went away from their middles. I think they only 6 sets in total between 3 middles in that last set.
We do have Lauren Carlini back in and setting for Madison. And Elme Powell getting the nod to start things off for Atlanta. First contact is perfect. Powell goes back to DeHogue. Outside, Mac Adams. Aggression in set number 3 was a marked difference from the first 2 sets. DeHogue, she got Midas touch.
Yeah, no surprise she keeps her starting lineup. But you mentioned Mackenzie Adams as well. She was hitting 75% in the last set. No, you know, only 3 for 4 wasn't a huge amount of points, but every time she got the ball to her area, she was scoring, and that was the difference.
And it was the way she was doing it too, right? Message sent, and certainly sometimes her offense feeds her serving as well.
Yeah.
Here comes Heat, just a little long.
And that's lucky for Madison, because I feel as though a couple of points bled on her service rotation would have been the bump that Atlanta needed.
Pianot Panoy. It's a name we have not heard lately. Is Halashaba. Will they go to her again? For sure they do.
Yeah, and that's the difference as well. When you look at the spread across the net, if one player starts stepping up, and that's DeHogue we talked about in the last set, then you can start feeding other players, and the blockers on the other side kind of play this cat and mouse catch-up game.
I feel like I needed a sound effect. Kaboom! Something.
Just the sound of a gong going boom.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, an outlet set, and again, that fast speed, right? So she's beating her blockers not only with speed, but down the line too.
Is it harder to go down the line, as you're saying?
I think it's just a decision that Gong's really good at making. If you give her that flat set that floats past the block, she can either go in early. If they take line, she goes in early and you see the cross court. If they take a cross, she waits for it to float and then she chips it down the line.
Just as lethal a weapon offensively from the backcourt as she is from the front. She's at the service line now. Sliding in is Grimes. And able to get Panoy to get an arm on it is Mitrovic.
From that pipe down the middle, back again. Furbinger talking about wanting that to be part of their offense, a staple on their offense, and it's kind of hit or miss. That time a hit.
No. That was a message.
It was about time. It felt as though, you mentioned it, the Midas touch, it felt like DeHogue had just been scoring at will.
Oh, gosh, was that pretty from Temi Thomas Aylara.
She's lefty in the ball. If it dies a little bit inside and she trying to reaches for it, it becomes easier on the blockers to just penetrate. 9
kills for her, but 3 blocks as well for Temi Thomas Aylara. And Madison, a 5-0 run, more heat from the service line. With that, Atlanta's going to try to stop after the timeout. Can Gong Shengyu continue her rhythm from the service line? She does. LMA Powell, nice tempo set, picked up. What a move by Grimes. DeHoop, first contact, sent it back, Schwarzenbach.
Blocking already a big part of this for Madison here in the fourth set. 2 big blocks in 2 crucial moments. I mean, a 6-point lead early on, but they're making a statement.
And the serve from Gong Shengyu, flat, taking Atlanta out of system consistently.
Yeah.
That was a nice swing to get her off the back line.
Yeah, every point is created equal in one way, as in you only get 1 point, but not in another way. And you mentioned it, getting Gong off the line, that's a little extra on that point.
Tammy Thomas-Ilara over the top. Mackenzie Adams waiting for her. Jimerson always ready at the net.
You have to be so heads up as a middle blocker. You have to have your head on a swivel because that ball can come at you from any area, and just making sure you find the floor on that is crucial because that's almost a free point.
Ball wide.
Now that's interesting because I remember earlier on we saw her swing one of those cross courts against 3 blockers and she managed to find it. This time she's got the smaller blocker in front of her down the line but still tried to go cross.
Carlini. Look, you got to plant a flag in that corner when you're playing against Lauren Carlini. Anywhere but here.
Yeah. Planet Carlini is that corner.
Every time.
And it looks loopy from the where you see it, but it's so fast. I mean, even Adams, who's 1 step away, finds it hard to get there.
I think you got to take that kind of aggressive serve if you're going from the end lines. There's certain times you want to be aggressive. That's a good one.
Yeah, taking risk. That was one of Ferbringer's main messages to his team tonight.
Tammy Thomas-Ilara unloads cross court. Eater.
Madison are in such a good position right now. They just basically have to side out, just hold on to their points, siding out for 15 points, and they'll be there, which sounds like a long time, but
Sent back. Didn't that be pretty? Little bobbly, Rebecca Alec.
and that, for example, feels like a bonus point. So if you're earning points on the other team's serve, that's great. That's a side out. If you're earning points on your own serve, that counts emotionally, mentally, momentum-wise for double.
Tammy Thomas-Ilara leading Madison with 10 kills. Timing off. Good swing by Mitrovic. This is the Madison we saw in sets 1 and 2. With that, doubling up Atlanta. And Atlanta's going to say, hold on a second.
Oh, Alakoko is the king of challenges when you think we're going to a break or the team is done. Throwing that flag. I like the addition of the flags too. It adds a little extra element of suspense and drama to the whole
Well,
thing.
you like style and flair.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you like that it's red too.
Yeah, I'm a very visual person, you know. We have yet to see a really angry throw by any of the coaches.
I was going to say, you can't have an angry throw. You can see it sticking out of Matt Ferbringer's pocket there. There's rules about where you can throw it.
They're looking for a touch, are they? I was
I mean,
bit of an awkward come
But
down.
that would still be the block, though. 1, 2, 3.
I guess that's what Coco is arguing, is that does it count as a block or does it count as the first touch? Because I don't think I saw the net moving.
In the meantime, he can get a word with his setter, LMA Powell. We saw such a dominant and aggressive performance by Atlanta in set number 3. What's looking different? Challenge is unsuccessful. I'll get the answer to that question on the other side of this break. Madison doubling up Atlanta 12-6.
She's giving exactly what they need.
There's an issue at the scorer's table for a moment. It has been fixed now and back on track. We'll see if Atlanta was able to settle down at all. Madison's still strong for Atlanta. What do they need to fix? What's the fix for them right now? Because we saw this in sets 1 and 2, right? Early on, being doubled up, and then when they made a move, it was too late.
It feels as though passing is not that bad. They're passing at about 60% in this set, but they just still haven't been using the spread of the net like we talked about, using their middles and using different zones. So they made a couple of subs now to see if someone else can step up, but I'd love to see them go back to using their middles.
Yeah, and they've gone back to that double sub, so we're back to the starting lineup where you got Rachel Fairbanks and Yvonne Montano in. Fairbanks to Tia Jimerson.
Now that was one of the strengths I thought in the first 2 sets. Getting Jimerson going, using her high and getting her the ball that she needs, and there's a perfect example of it. She can hit over or around anyone if you get her what she needs.
Pass is a problem. Everybody knows it's going to go outside, and the block waiting for Carlini. Back to Alec. I like that brave set. They don't have a lot of experience together. Oh, Adams underneath it, and Rebecca Alec defends the net.
What I love about this play, yes, that finish is amazing, but Gong stepping in and taking that first ball, right? We talk about how you can get hitters out of the offense. She doesn't mind. She just makes sure that she gets that pass perfect so her team can go offensive. Kind of puts a spanner in the works of Atlanta, who that's really all the options
Spanner
they
in the
have.
works, yeah.
Never heard that one before?
Nope.
It's an old one.
Montano, somebody who has been incredibly effective as of late. We mentioned it earlier with 35 kills over Salt Lake City in the last 2 matches. They want to get Montano going. Yvonne has been huge. Remember that coming into this, Atlanta has won 6 matches in a row. Madison has lost 9 of their last 10, but it is Madison who is in the driver's seat, leading this match 2-1 and a huge lead in this set.
Yeah, Montano, you mentioned it. She got pulled out. We didn't see her a lot in set 3, but in set 2, she had just 1 point. That's so low for her. And if she's not firing, Atlanta are in trouble.
She's firing.
Now, I do wonder as a player, just a little mental break, going on the bench, just watching from the outside, going back in, seeing what's going on, so then she gets another opportunity. And she knows she's got a one-on-one and she can cut an angle.
Mackenzie Adams, it's a good time for heat. She brings it well handled, and Temi Thomas Ilara looking for hands. She thinks she got him, but it's kind of a half-hearted argument here. And there will be a challenge. Was there a touch on the block? Let's take a look. Look on the right side of your screen and you will see Matt Furbringer find that flag and throw it. That was
Threw it himself,
awful.
Throw and catch.
You had to throw it right at the intersection, the 3-meter line in the court.
Yeah.
He's still getting used to it though.
Yeah,
He needs reps.
We'll give him a B+, B- maybe. On
Well,
that.
actually, but we'll give him an A+ because the touch is good. So
Yeah,
a good challenge is a good challenge.
True. We'll give you a pass on the throw then.
Successful challenge for Madison. Unsuccessful throw of the flag.
And Furbringer been asking a lot of Temi Thomas Ilara. He said she was so good in preseason and she can win games for us, but just sometimes in these pressure moments, it really gets to her and he wants to see her step up. That was a perfect example.
Fairbanks pushes. Gong Sheng Yu, block waiting for her. What a cover by Carlini. Fairbanks to Magda behind. Slam.
That cover was so good. I was cringing a little bit when I saw how tight that set was, and I think Gong as well was like, well, there's nothing I can do here. But have a look at this. Just waiting for, oh, it was Gong herself, I think, who got it up. She knew it was coming back. We're talking about with some big blocks.
Ooh, for pass. Again, you've heard me talk about it before. I feel like when the server forces the overpass key, it should be half a point for her and half a point for the blocker.
I like it. Yeah.
You middle blockers get all the credit for those. What a serve that was, too. Pressure coming on as Atlanta trying to close the gap. And there it is, consecutive points off of the Yahrasheva serve. Chip shot. Jimerson waiting. Why are we playing half court, short court? Spread it out. Montano does.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Spread player. It's almost like coach and second coach.
Well, and she is a coach. We showed you that earlier for Wisconsin, so it's coach and coach. Gong Sheng Yu out of the timeout. Good timeout called for Madison.
That might have been exactly what Verbringer was talking about. He knows who's been hitting what and what the numbers are on the sheets that he has on the sideline that the players don't have. You saw him nodding along after Gong got that.
Well, yeah, Gong Sheng Yu, I mean, 6 kills on 9 swings, just 1 error, so that may have been some of the information that was conveyed. Atlanta, though, right in this must-win set. Only down by 3.
Atlanta's been serving a lot better as well in these last couple of sets. Gotta keep that up. There's a stacked rotation here in the front right.
Trouble serve. Gong Sheng Yu, set was in front of the 3-meter line. Smooth to Jimerson.
I know a lot of volleyball fans watching that from behind. That's where, as a player or a coach, that's where you're scouting from. So you feel really comfortable seeing volleyball from that angle. You get to see how wide those sets are going and all that kind of thing.
Pass is good. Carlini to Temi Thomas. Ilara. Block is huge. Run by Jillian Grimes. What timing. Talk me through it in Montano and how she's able to get them to take it down.
I mean, first of all, the pressure that's getting Grimes sprinting this down. I love the hustle from her to get the play going, but as soon as it's a free ball, you know Atlanta have to take care of it, and they exactly do that. That ball's right on the head of the setter, and they can run it.
Tips the ball at maybe an inopportune time. Here we go. Outside, swing big, and she does. That was a huge swing. Could have been tied at 16s.
100%. And the way that the block were moving, they looked as if they were going to be closed up and take away a lot of space. So TTA had to be so aggressive and confident in that swing, and that's exactly what she did.
Madison been in the driver's seat this entire set, but Atlanta pushing. Schwarzenbach down.
That felt smooth. That felt like it kind of played into the Madison playbook. Right now, Atlanta are trying to figure out where's the open space on court, because they've done this a couple times now where they put it right on Gong, and then Madison just run with it. It's almost like a free ball.
Dropping that in front. Adams gets underneath it. Montano again. Just in the nick of time, Montano gets going.
Yeah, they need her. She is a crucial piece of this Atlanta puzzle. went a little quiet. We talked about it, but she doesn't have to worry about playing perfectly all match long. I think for Atlanta, if you can have little spurts of energy, spurts of points, that can make the difference here. She doesn't have to worry about being perfect, just when her team needs her, do something.
Here's that substitution we told you about at the beginning of the match. Negrati, she gets to come in one time, cannot re-enter. This is the chosen moment for her. Carlini. Now will Madison serve Negrati as we have seen them do consistently.
Carlini's been so good. 6 kills already tonight as a setter. But yes, to your point, they're definitely going to serve on Negrati again.
They were trying to. Paolo Coco, again calling in some reinforcements. He will again bring in the double sub, DeHogue and LMA Powell.
This was super useful for him earlier on. We talked about how impactful DeHogue was, especially front court. Oh, what's going on here? What's occurring here? Put on my British policeman hat.
Well, you did play for the British Olympic team.
There you go.
2012 Olympian next to me.
Paolo Coco might have been among the mix with Brazil at that time. We go way back, clearly.
Outside. Crusher kill. Not going over. Madison 4 points away.
This would be a huge win for them. They have been struggling to get the W's, right? We talked about them having to win 4 of their next 8 matches.
And an ace serve in the most unconventional of ways.
I mean, I'm not surprised by Carlini going for it from the end line. She is the player that loves to be a go-to. I feel like in another life, she would have loved to be an opposite.
Oh, there you go.
Just take the team on her back.
From the backcourt, Carlini with the dig. It's a tight ball. Great reach by Mitrovic. Middle. Magda, bobbled around, point Atlanta.
And this has been Matt Ferbinger's Achilles heel, is when they have an opportunity to score through the middle, there just hasn't been that efficiency that he would love to see. I mean, that's a perfect example. A free ball opportunity. Middle gets the set. You got to put that away.
Long way. I mean, that just shows you, right? The one-on-one opportunity there, the block being late, it shows what a masterful job Carlini has done setting.
She's playing the cat and mouse game with the blockers. Every inch of my blocking being thought, oh, she's definitely going to repeat this set, and then she doesn't.
Another ace serve. Madison, so aggressive. It is match point Madison. Mitrovic. Pass is good. Atlanta's win streak has been snapped by Madison. Huge win for Madison.